Welcome to Fear Babes Podcast, a paranormal podcast founded and hosted by Fear fan members.
All thoughts and opinions are strictly our own, and we are not affiliated with any shows in any way.
My name is Burgundy.
My name is Madeline.
And we are
the Fear Babes.
Welcome back to Fear Babes Podcast. I feel like this is the episode everybody's been waiting for, is for Mads and I to review the Conjuring episodes. Full disclosure, I don't know if you're going to get what you're wanting from us, but anyways, welcome.
Here we are. This is our sit-down discussion of the Conjuring videos. Again, I just want to say you may not get what you think you're going to get from us, but overall thoughts will be at the end of this episode. We also have a very special guest, Rachel. So I'm very excited for you guys to hear her portion and her thoughts. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What do you think?
Yeah, so full disclosure, I feel like based off me and Mads' private conversations, I can say this and she'll probably agree. Not that I'm speaking for her, she can do that herself. But
Goo goo gaga. Are you sure?
What if we just like meep boop beep boop the whole fucking time, like we don't actually talk about it? I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm too cocky saying people have been waiting for this episode from us, but I kind of feel like there might be a handful of people that are like, what do Burgy and Mads have to say at this point? The general consensus is I'm neither for or against Cody and Satori. I am neither direction. I honestly don't know how to feel. I don't know. I just, we'll dive into it. We'll get more into it, but I'm neither for nor against them. And I just don't think that we're going to say matter of fact one way or the other. And I don't know if that's what people are looking for, but it is our opinions and we're here to talk about it. And I'm going to say things that might go either direction. So yeah, I'm just here to keep y'all on your toes, to be honest with you.
I will say that, like, I feel as though you and I just generally as people with anything that we discuss, we're never usually fully for anything. Especially with the paranormal, there is no definite answer, if that makes sense. There is nothing is 100% rooted in fact. That's just what it is. And we will not know what the other side is like until we're on the other side. So that's something that I personally fully believe. So, all thoughts and opinions are strictly our own.
Literally. Yeah. We are literally just here to share what we're thinking, and you can do with that what you will. To piggyback off what you were just saying, though, Mads, is like that brings me actually to one of my topics. I have a whole fucking list on my phone notes about this whole thing, by the way. So,
me too.
But one of my topics of conversation I wanted to discuss in this podcast, in case people actually did, or interested in what we have to say, is like, if you're so into the paranormal, if you're actually really truly into the paranormal, why is it that, like, can someone explain to me why ghosts are okay, but what Cody and Satori are doing is not? Like, how do you draw a line on, no, this isn't real? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not saying what they're doing is real, and I'm not saying what they're doing is fake. I don't feel like we have enough information for me to go one direction or the other. That's just me personally. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinions. I'm just saying, if you can believe in ghosts, why can't you believe in aliens, believe in Bigfoot, believe in this, believe in that? Like, what is it about? Like, who's to say people can't have special gifts like what Cody and Satori have? Like, why is that so off-putting to some people? You know what I'm saying? And like, let's take it out of Cody and Satori for a second. Like, what if it wasn't them? Like, what if it was somebody else? Like, you're not going to believe it just because it's too far for you, or what's going on here? You know what I mean? It's like, I can't even form words because it's just too broad of a thing.
Yeah. I feel as though a lot of people are just so dead set on no and disproving it, and they have one goal. Whereas, there are a lot of other people that are within the paranormal field that are very similar to us, that are open-minded. And I personally, I feel as though Burgundy did a very good job, like, stating her stance. Mine is more so that I similarly am not for or against, because I am never going to say that I am for something or against something unless I 100% feel that that is the truth.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in this instance, I feel not convinced, but I also am not convinced, if that makes sense.
It's not like fully debunked for you yet.
It's not fully debunked, though. A lot of people could dare say, you know, I've watched all the videos on YouTube of the debunking, and I feel like that, you know, a lot of these people that are doing the debunking videos, they are people that are active within the paranormal community, and I feel that we as consumers, like, and people who enjoy the paranormal and what it is, that we should take that seriously. It should still be something that's considered, but I think that because, again, people are so dead set on disproving it, that that's all that they can see. And again, I also do want to point out that if you think that it's bullshit, that is totally understandable.
It's
totally
fine for
understandable.
people to think that, yeah. It sounded, when you said that's bullshit, it sounded like I said it is bullshit, and I didn't mean it that way. It's more,
No.
it's okay. It's okay if you don't believe it. That is entirely okay, and you're allowed to feel that way, and you have your reasons for it. If you do believe it, same thing. My whole problem with everybody on the internet right now is, why does it matter if somebody has the same opinion on it as you or not? Why are people so dead set on swaying people one way or the other?
Yeah, I do have a problem with that. I've seen a lot of the YouTube comments, the comments towards the crew, the comments towards other people, and really it's just one of those things where, again, I've seen people who are for them, people who are against them, more so as people who are against them that are just kind of like really going into it and you know, not really taking consideration that we're all human beings, and you know, this is, again, it's just something that is just not rooted in fact. And I can see where people are coming from as to why it's real and to why it could potentially not be. I totally see both sides.
That's the beauty of being of free will and a free mind, I think, is that people are able to make up their own opinions about things. My problem with everybody on the internet right now is like people are going out of their way to be like, the one thing that I am anti is I'm anti-bully. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm anti-disrespect. And I think it's getting to a point where it's almost ridiculous the way people are talking to each other in the comment sections of various social medias and whatnot. Like, we all are allowed to make our own opinions. And if somebody wants to believe, even not just Cody and Satori, if somebody wants to believe in the fact that people can have those abilities, in the fact that there is maybe an afterlife, in the fact that people can communicate with the afterlife, then who are you to tell them that they're wrong? Like, let people believe what they want to believe, man. Like, why is, like, Mads, if I believe the sky was purple, how does that personally affect you? It doesn't. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's kind of like the whole thing with, like, this comparison is kind of funny, but like, do you remember in elementary school when you believed in Santa Claus so much and you were like, fuck yeah, like Santa Claus is real. I will go to war for Santa Claus. Like, that motherfucker I know is real. Like, well, there was always someone else, another kid whose parents told them early, or they raised them to never believe in Santa or whatever.
Mhm.
And they're like trying to bring you down for what you believe. And that's just, I want you all to just think about how shitty that made you feel, because I totally remember that, and it was ass. And like, I know that it's Santa Claus and this is like the paranormal, but it's literally,
Honestly,
it's kind of the same wavelength in a sense, because when someone tries to tear you down for something that you are so passionate about, something that you believe in so much, and which there are people out there who truly 100% believe Cody and Satori, and who am I to sit there and be like, those motherfuckers are not real?
exactly, though.
That's
Exactly,
so mean. That's so mean.
Like, well, I mean, honestly, Matt, I'm glad that you brought that up because that was honestly a great comparison. Like, I've never even thought about it that way, but it's so true. Like, it is mean and it's disrespectful and it's rude, and I don't see the point of it. Like, don't be a keyboard warrior, okay? Like, the internet's not a place for you to be the bully you never got to be because somebody bullied you. Like, don't do that. It's like, just be respectful, man. Like, if you don't believe it, that's fine. Move on with your life. If you do believe it, that's fine. Move on with your life. Like, why does everybody want to be so righteous about their opinion about it? Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not really that serious, you guys. We don't have to make it that serious. And then, so let's dive into the part where, because people are going to be like, well, but Berg, but Mads, but Fear Babes, they made the crew cry. Well, here's the thing, you guys.
Hold on. Before you say that, because I think you're going down the same path, is that playing off of what I just said, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and because I can hear people saying, but if they hurt the crew's feelings, doesn't that make them just as mean and fucked up? And the answer is, yes, it does. It actually does.
It absolutely does. If they truly are, if Cody and Satori truly did go research, okay, first of all, that's fucking creepy. I don't care what, like, that's just creepy, okay? If you're sitting there researching people's dead relatives to pull this shit, that's fucked up. And that's a whole nother problem in and of itself. But nobody has the proof that they're doing that, okay? So stop pointing fingers, for one. If that's truly what they're doing, then they're going to have to live with that and deal with their own consequences from that. And karma will get them, okay? Leave that where it lies, all right? But here's the thing. People are like, well, they made the crew cry. They intentionally hurt them, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, guys. We've talked to the crew enough that I feel like we kind of know them a little bit, okay? I don't know them personally. We're not like best friends. Like, I don't talk to them every day or whatever. But I feel like we've had conversations enough with them at this point, Mads, that we can gauge the next thing I'm about to say, which is Dakota's a fucking big boy. Tanner and Alex and Chelsea, they're all grown-ups, okay? What we do know is that Sam and Colby did this first, and they went home and they shared their experience with the crew. And because of that, Dakota decided, probably, that he wanted to experience this for himself. Okay, and so what did he probably do? He probably had a conversation with the rest of them, and they all agreed to do this. They all knew walking into it, based off what Sam and Colby showed them, that this could be the outcome. Now, did they know how much they would be emotionally impacted? Probably not. But they're smart people, you guys. Like, they made an educated decision based off their conversation with their friends, Sam and Colby, that they wanted to go experience this for themselves because it was that mind-blowing to them at the time. And Dakota's been transparent. The crew has been transparent with us the entire time before posting these videos, when they posted the video, in the beginning of the first fucking video, that this was all filmed prior to all the controversy, okay? So they just wanted to experience it for themselves. They knew that they could possibly talk to potential dead relatives. Like, they're smart people. That's it. That's all that it is.
Well, I also brought this up because we actually just talked to Rachel, whose portion is going to be a little bit further down in this episode. But I brought up the point that because of what you said, they saw the footage from Sam and Colby. Yep. And I'm assuming, obviously I don't know, I'm assuming that, Dakota and the crew had the idea, we want to go see this. We want to go test this theory out. We know that our viewers will probably enjoy this content. Again, prior to the controversy. So, like, just keep that in mind. This was all prior to the controversy. I think that their intentions were never ill intent. Like, there was no ill intent. It was just more of like, we want to experience this. We think that our viewers are going to enjoy this, and we're going to make this trip out there. I mean, it's the Conjuring House. It's iconic. The movies are iconic. There has never been, this is the truth for me personally, there has never been another movie that has scared me as much as The Conjuring. It scares me every time. The first one does. It just scares the shit out of me. It became a whole series. So the house itself is so iconic and legendary that they probably thought to themselves, people are going to love this shit. whether it's just the Cody and Satori thing or just it as a whole, they're going to like it. And then the controversy ends up happening, which again, it could be taken that, I'm sure it was assumed that it would not go well to an extent for some people, but I don't think anybody could have foreseen what it ended up being, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what are you as a creator going to do when you spend money on flights? Flights are fucking expensive. Basically, the crew have to go from one side of the country to the other. So from Vegas to Rhode Island, that's a lot. I'm going to tell you plane tickets are very expensive from one side of the country to the other. If you did not know that, you should probably take a look and see, and it'll blow your fucking mind. On top of that, they have to rent a vehicle. They have to rent a place to stay. They have to rent food. They have to rent the actual Conjuring House itself.
That's the one thing, Mads. That's the one thing I don't think people realize is that most of these locations that they go to, they don't just let them in for free, you guys. Like, they have to pay to go to them.
A lot, usually, too. But see, all of that considered, if you as a person went and spent all of this money with good intentions that people would enjoy it, and you come home and you sit down and you go to edit the footage, and then all of a sudden, people are just losing their shit online because Sam and Colby obviously posted their video first, and people are being complete assholes about everything. And then you're like, well, fuck, what the hell am I supposed to do with this shit now? Like, am I supposed to just throw away all that money? And of course, like I said, I don't know how it happened. I'm just saying that if it were me and I can do the math in my head and figure it up, they spent a lot of money to make this trip. It's just one of those things where it's like, why would they not post it? Why would they not? That's why Dakota went into it and he specifically said, hey, we filmed this prior to the controversy. We got a couple videos with them.
Please keep in mind.
Just keep that in mind.
The timeline, yada, yada, whatever.
And I think that's fair. I think that is fair. And I think that the way people have reacted and the comments I have seen have blown my fucking mind.
I gotta calm down a little bit, man, because I just get so riled up. I just always want to be defensive for Project Fear. It's so bad.
I'm just looking at it from like a logical, business standpoint as someone who
literally that. Because I don't think everybody always thinks about everything that has to go into these things. And
I mean,
it's like, I've seen comments that people are like, I gave money to the Kickstarter for this, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's like, you didn't have to donate to the Kickstarter, for one. For two, it's like, would you rather they went and, like Mads is saying, spent all this time, all this money, all this effort on this, and then just never show you the footage? Because I feel like people would be mad if they knew that they went to the Conjuring House and never showed footage either. Don't you think? It's like they can't win for losing at this point with this one, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just, it's rough, man. I don't know. I'm personally trying not to look at most of this stuff because
it will upset you.
I'm getting riled up over here. I will fight somebody. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah,
it's
like you just start steaming, and you're just like, fuck.
Because like I said, like when you talk to the crew in person, they're so genuine, and they truly do care. I feel like they probably are taking into consideration people's respectful feedback about what's going on with this stuff, right? And they're probably like, they're never going to do anything like this again because everybody is shitting all over it. And don't discredit the work that they put into it for these 3 videos, okay? At the very very least, do not discredit all the work that went into this.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, you don't have to watch these episodes ever again, okay? Just forget really about them.
And on top of that too, like, I will just go on the record and say, which, obviously I donated to the Kickstarter. I know quite a few people who did, but I have never felt that I am owed anything for doing that.
No.
And not just that, but were these 3 videos my favorite? No, they were not. It wasn't my thing. And I can acknowledge that. And I think what made me really dislike it was all the controversy around it because people made it shit for me. So
it kind of took the fun out of it. Because here's the thing, too,
it
is
did.
my dad is a skeptic. He's always been a skeptic. He don't believe in this stuff at all, okay? There's been some evidence Project Fear that's caught his attention. But and at the end of the day, he's going to tell you he doesn't believe in this stuff, okay? At the very end of the day, they're still doing this a little bit for entertainment purposes too. So all the controversy, like you're saying, Mads, it's just kind of taking the whole fun out of the whole experience of what they experienced, Yeah. And on the other hand, like Tanner cried, Dakota cried, and like Connor was visibly shaken for a few minutes there. And that was a super vulnerable thing for them to decide to share with everybody. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't for them. I feel like it might have been. I feel like if somebody caught me on camera crying like that, I would be like, all right, well, the whole world's about to see this. So, not the whole world, but thousands of people. They didn't have to let us in like that. Even if you want to say Cody and Satori went and found all their dead relatives' obituaries and found all this information and blah, 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 it still pulled real raw emotion from those guys. And they didn't have to be that vulnerable with all of us. And they decided to anyways, because that is what they experienced in the moment.
Exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head with that.
So here's the thing too, so Project Fear, even when it was Destination Fear, part of the reason why I enjoy them so much, part of the reason why like I can get my skeptic ass dad to watch with me and stuff like that is because they do keep it on the more authentic side, I feel like. Yeah. And personally, I feel that way. If you don't, that's totally fine. Personally, I just feel that way. My favorite thing about them is they always kind of leave it up for your own interpretation, right? Like they're never like, this is this, or this is that, or that did not happen that way, blah, blah, blah. It's always just like, they kind of just leave it open for you to make up your own mind about everything, right? So I do want to applaud them for continuing that trend, even with these videos, even with all the controversy surrounding it. Like, it would be so easy for them to come out and be like, you guys are right. Maybe they are bad, or they could be like, we believe that their abilities are an actual thing. But they haven't done that because in true Project Fear fashion, they are leaving it up for you to decide. And I do want to take note of that. I think that is honestly something that people should consider as well, is that they are staying in their true Project Fear fashion. Just like, even with the podcast that they just released, it was like, they asked some grilling questions, they got some answers that were like still open-ended, and they still left it open for you to kind of just do with it what you will.
Yeah. They never stated their true opinion or their true thoughts on it. And that could be because of how many of us are. As I'm scrolling through Twitter as of this moment, I'm seeing a lot of Fear Fam members state that they're just kind of in the in-between. And I do think that this podcast episode that was released has opened the eyes of many. And we'll get into that here soon, but I do agree that I really find it admirable that they have just kept it how they've always kept it. I kind of have a lot of notes here, and by notes, I mean I kind of wrote out a lot of my thoughts that were in support of what Cody and Satori do, and things that I feel are in opposition of what they do. So this one is, and this was stated in the podcast episode that was posted today. These are literally my words from my notes. Not saying I'm a stalker. Everything that came through with Dakota and Chelsea could easily be researched.
That's true.
It's one of those things where I didn't even have to try. Does that make sense?
Well, so what I was going to say is like half of the stuff that's mentioned, like I already knew. And the thing is, I didn't even have to, I'm not
try.
Like what you're saying is that it's not like not creeping. It's just like the fact that you see on social media, it's like when their grandpa died, I saw Polly's posts of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even go searching for it. Like, she just popped up on my timeline. So easily accessible.
Exactly. And something that I thought was odd too, which since it's about the family thing as a whole for Dakota and Chelsea, I found it very odd that whoever Grandpa Bucky is to them, he came through as Robert. That, to me personally, did not make any sense. Other people could look at it as, oh, like they didn't even know that his name was Robert. But I'm looking at it as, why would he come through as Robert instead of Bucky? Because if I'm thinking in my personal experience, like, let's just go out there and say, like, let's say that my papa's name was fucking Roger. I don't know. His name is not Roger, and I'm not going to say what his real name was. But let's say it was fucking Roger. And he came through as Roger. Why? I knew you as Papa. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, to me, it wouldn't make any sense as to why the spirit would have been communicating in that way.
Here's the thing.
Saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense.
I don't know why, Matt. I don't know why I just thought about this, but I did. Okay, and I'm not agreeing with you. First of all, I want to throw that out there. I totally agree with you, but here's just maybe just to play devil's advocate, just a tad. Have you heard? I think we've talked about it before. You know the theory where when you go on to the next life, you're kind of like in your prime.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Grandpa Bucky, like, let's say he's in his like late 20s, early 30s in the afterlife. And so maybe he hadn't been given the nickname Bucky yet.
Potentially. Could be a thing.
So maybe he doesn't even, like, at wherever he is now, maybe he doesn't know that that's his nickname. If what Cody and Satori are doing is real, when he went to talk to them, he gave them his name because he didn't know he had a nickname for Dakota and Chelsea yet. And I'm not saying, like, your point is totally, like, I was gonna say the same thing, but I don't know what what happened when you were talking about it, but I was like, wait a second, what if?
I mean, it's a good point because, like, sometimes things just, like, with the afterlife are just so, it truly is so complex. Everything is just a what if. Mm-hmm. And so, like, when I say that, like, about the grandpa thing, it's just that, to me, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. Regardless, to me, it just didn't. But that could be a possibility, the whole, afterlife thing when you are in your prime, because I mean, think about what my mom said, and like when she would dream about her dad, my papa, she sees him as she remembers him when she was a kid. And even I see him when I see my papa, like mm-hmm. I see him as the version of him I never knew. So right. Like way before he was my papa, he was like a new dad. So who's to say, I mean, he didn't know he was going to be papa at that time.
Right.
So like, you just never know.
I mean, on the other hand, though, to counteract even what I said is you could be like, well, Alex's relative, whoever it was, knew who Alex's mom was, even though his mom and dad were divorced. But again, when is your prime? Because even to circle back to what I said, like, whoever that was, if they're in their prime, maybe it was at a different time frame. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either way. But I mean, there are so many different directions you could take that thought process.
It's true. That's the beauty of it all, is that you can just go like down a whole loophole, like, and just.
Dude, I'm spiraling right now. I don't know about you, but I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
I am. I'm spiraling. But
my brain is like running. Can you hear my gears turning? Here, let me.
I kind of can. Oh my gosh, hold on. I gotta readjust. My back is like, ooh. It's almost midnight for me here, and I've already had a very full day.
Hold on. I'm drinking. I have my gallon jug because I didn't finish it. Dude, I don't know why that thought hit me out of nowhere, but I was like,
there's something wrong with that. What the hell was that?
I blew my own
rose! Mind. She came down! I have, Sierra bought me, this was years ago, she bought me, Jack and Rose, the little Funko Pops, and I had to take them out of their box because I've moved so many times since I've received them, and the box was destroyed. Anyway, Rose has been behind my dresser for so long, and she just popped out. So I don't know why, but yeehaw, motherfucker!
Papa, is that you?
But anyway, okay. So did you have something that you wanted to say in support of them?
The one thing I will say is with debunkers, it's like everybody's main theory is that Cody is popping a tendon in his leg, and I just feel like, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but my body's kind of unpredictable sometimes. So I feel like if Cody and Satori were truly being fake to get the clout, I guess, basically, as the youngins say nowadays, I don't feel like popping a tendon is consistent enough for you to be able to pull that off the way that they're doing it. I'm not saying that they're not faking it. I'm not saying that I mean, there's other ways you can, there's so many other methods. I just feel like the tendon thing, like I want, like I saw a debunking video where a guy was like, I can do that too, but he never actually showed his tendon popping making the same sounds. If you're debunking, and I mean, everybody wants Cody and Satori to matter of fact prove it, but the debunkers are also, at least that specific one, also was not matter of fact debunking them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. And to go along with that a little bit, in the one thing I thought about when I was listening to the podcast today, because I am leaning a little bit more of it's too good to be true than they are for real, but I just don't feel like we could say one way or another at this point, given everything we have so far. The one thing I will say is, like, in the podcast they released, Dakota asked Cody what was happening with his bones with the cancer he has, and that is a very vulnerable thing to ask somebody that's dealing with such a health issue. Yeah. And Cody willingly answered that for him. So, I mean, you gotta take, like, that. I mean, Cody and Satori are also human beings, you guys. They're also people. Again, just be respectful, man. Like, you don't believe him? Exactly. Great. Love it. You don't have to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form.
Agreed. Now, but I will say for like the popping, I'm really not sure about the tendons popping. I really don't know about what they could be or what Cody could be doing specifically, because a lot of people have said that they think it's Cody, but I have seen a lot online where, and it's happened so many times to where you can't help but question it, and a lot of people have a lot of evidence seemingly of Cody shifting and then there being coincidentally a knock right after. But also too, I think it's fair to, like, just again to counteract that, they're people, they're gonna move.
Yeah, have you ever stood entirely still for that long?
I can say I never have. So you know what I mean?
I can't even stand still for 3 seconds, dude. Like, I am always moving. So, and I mean, they did address that in the podcast too. Like, Satori, she was like, I have to breathe. I am a human being. And so, exactly. I mean, I will say, I'm not convinced that tendon popping is the thing. I'm not convinced that the toe tapping is a thing either. I don't know, like, the way that the camera picks up the sound, I feel like if those two specific things were happening, they would be so much more faint. And I mean, I guess Connor and Dakota could have enhanced the audio, but I don't feel like Project Fear purposefully would try to deceive all of us.
Yeah, without saying, hey, we enhanced the audio.
Yeah, or like when Cody and Satori went, like when they went outside, or like in the Sam and Colby debunking videos, it's like, I don't feel like the knocking would be necessarily as loud as it is, especially outside, if they were popping tendon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't, those two things, like, if they're faking it, I'm not convinced that that's how they're doing it either.
I did see one video that was on TikTok. It was a guy, he recreated the, like, he was popping something in his foot, his leg, or something. He was completely still, seemingly, and he was able to recreate the sound moving around the room. But I thought that was interesting, but, like, it sounded identical to what we have been watching, and that is interesting within itself. And also, another interesting thing is that I know Dakota had said that the sounds were different. That could be because he was there in person, but from what I saw and heard from the television, knocking sound from inside was very, 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 very similar to what was outside. And that's just my opinion, but I don't see how that could be possible. And I also don't understand where something is knocking outside.
Exactly.
So that's the weird part for me, that I wanted to point that out because it doesn't make any logical sense to me. I'm just curious as to, like, I'm always open to hearing what other people think.
To caveat that, as long as it stays respectful.
Yeah, I was about to say, as long as it stays respectful. Like, to me, I can't think of anything to logically prove of what, like where the fuck would you be knocking to make it sound identical if you're a spirit? Like, the ground, that doesn't make any sense. It sounds the exact same as it did inside. That's where, again, it has me like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't even, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I think that's part of why people get it's so leaning, like they're so swaying one way or another, is because it just doesn't make logical sense. And so the people that want to believe are like, it doesn't make logical sense, so I do kind of believe in what they're doing. And the people that don't want to are like, it doesn't make logical sense, and that's why I don't believe in it. So, I mean, and for me, it's just that, like, there's so many, maybe it's that I want to believe that this is a possibility that I'm just not going to say 100%, nope, they're faking it. But we would never know. I am not the type of person to say yes or no unless I went to Cody and Satori and experienced it for myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly what the crew did. It's like they saw Sam and Kobe's video and they were like, I gotta go experience this for myself. And I mean, they even said themselves, they have so many questions now in the podcast. That's what they said today. So
yeah, exactly.
They're still like, the way they made it sound anyways, is they're still like, is it real? Is it not real? I don't know if that's actually how they feel. I don't know if we'll ever know actually how any of them feel about it. But again, it's up for you to decide, and whatever you decide is perfectly okay. Just let people believe what they want to believe, man. Like, that's the bottom line, is that. Like, just let them believe in it if they want to. And if they don't want to, that's fine too. We don't have to make it so fucking serious.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say like a couple more things, because I think that we're running out of time here. But the podcast episode as a whole, in my opinion, people are probably going to hate me for this. Project Fear, please don't hate me. But I feel as though the responses that were given by Cody and Satori were unsatisfactory. Nothing about that interview was appealing to me. For a matter of fact, it's what made me circle back to every reason why I shouldn't believe, if that makes sense. Definitely still on the fence about it. The podcast did not do them any favors. And
I think that
I think that's what did it for a lot of the Fear Fan members, based off of what I've seen, especially in regards to like Satori being so very anti showing the feet without shoes and socks. I get that people are weird, but at some point it's like, you're taking the step to introduce this method to other people, yet you're not willing to go to lengths to prove it to these people. Like, why even dip your toes into it and show people if you're not willing to just see it all the way through?
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't get, because I do understand where she's coming from. Men are fucking weird. So are women. They will sexualize any part of the female body, even the male body. Let's be honest. We're not, you get what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, listen, sis, I don't want my fat toes out for just anybody. But if I'm going to sit there and I'm going to allow someone to use their platform to show this gift that I have, I want to show people that, I want to see it through. I want to see it all the way through. I want people to understand. And it was just off-putting to me, is just my opinion as a whole. I didn't like it.
I was gonna say that, throughout the 2 episodes at the actual house, I felt like, in the actual investigation episodes that Satori was very genuine, and then the podcast came out and her demeanor was so different this time than she was in the house, like when she was there with him. Like, the part where they went outside and Cody and Satori were left alone?
Yeah.
She seemed really genuine about, like, she doesn't want to hurt people's feelings, like, hopefully they're okay, blah, 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 whatever, right? But then the podcast comes out and it's like she has this whole different demeanor about how she's interacting with them. And, maybe just to play devil's advocate a little bit, like, I agree with you, Mads. I agree with everything you're saying. It's just like it almost like was like, all right, well, now you're giving me more feels about it one direction than the other way. But maybe to play devil's advocate just a little bit is, like, think about the fact that they've been getting so much hate and so much disrespect this whole time that maybe she just feels like she has to be on the defense now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why. But again, at the same time, it's kind of like you're given the opportunity to just, put it all to bed.
Yeah.
And you're not taking it, so it's like, well, that's not going to do you any favors, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And I don't think that it's fair to use the excuse of, like, people are going to believe what they want to believe and blah, blah, blah. Because Chelsea brought up a good point, with the whole, like, you've introduced this method, you're making people question their religion. Why not just, like you said, put it to bed?
Answer it, yeah. But yeah, here's the other thing too, is like, it's, oh shit. Oh no. The train left the station without me. Where'd it go? Come back! Oh, I lost it. Oh no. Okay, hold on. So she's like, well, I don't want to ruin it for people or sway their religion, or it's been detrimental to people or whatever, right? But here's the thing, Satori, is like, people don't have to watch it if they don't want to. Yeah. Like, if they really think it's gonna affect them that much, we don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
But again, if you hate it that much, stop fucking watching it. You know what I mean? It's just
exactly.
It's like we all have free will, guys. We all have free will. You don't want to believe it, great. You do believe it, great. You don't. You hate it. Yeah, I'm gonna unfollow Project Fear because of this. Okay, good for you. Like, if that's what does it for you, I'm sorry, but you don't have to watch these 3 episodes. You just don't. If you don't have to watch anything, you see something that has Cody and Satori in it, just don't fucking watch it, man.
I mean, okay, so we're about to put this to bed, but because honestly, I'm kind of tired of talking about it because I'm over it. But what I will say is that I left the building. Damn it.
Elvis has left the building. I feel like our own podcast is going to leave people with more unanswered questions as well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to leave people that way. But I will say, as this is our first time discussing it verbally, like the 2 of us, so it's very interesting to hear, like, thoughts bounce off of each other. I will go ahead and say I had my family watch these episodes, and Sierra watched the episodes as well. And I'm just going to tell you from their opinion, because they don't fucking care, is that they don't believe it.
Yeah.
And they're not as active with the paranormal as I am, and they don't have as many questions. They're just more of like, it's interesting, it's super cool to watch, but I don't believe it at all, is kind of what my mom was like. She was saying she had a lot of good points, and so did my brother, but again, I don't want to get it all up into that.
See, my mom was the opposite. She's like 100% all gung-ho for it, and she's like, how did they know Connor's grandpa's name? How did they know? Was it Tanner's great-grandparents' name? Tanner didn't even know their names. Like, my mom was like, obviously, she's into it, and I'm just kind of like, I have more questions than answers. Yeah. Still, to this day, more questions than answers, and I guess we're never going to know until we know. Like, I guess Satori said they're going to do some documentation of actual, like, what's the word, investigating of it, or more in-depth stuff of it, and so I guess
they're doing They're doing the method without the shoes and socks, which
Eventually.
that within itself, like, I hope that it's not something where they're just saying it so they hope everybody forgets, which could be.
I don't think the internet's going to let them forget this one.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know, though, because, like, with how things trend, I mean, people forget things so quick. But
it's also an election year, so
the one thing I just remembered what I was going to say, and it was about how the one thing that, how do I put it? The Conjuring as a whole, and this is not just a Project Fear thing, this is a all-around thing. The Conjuring House appears to me as very disappointing. Investigation parts of it, like these YouTubers that I've watched that go, it's kind of like the Amityville horror. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it. I'm like, is that real? Was that real? Did you guys make that up? Because now you're making money off of it.
See, that's the thing is, I would like to see someday Project Fear go back to the Conjuring House and just investigate the house itself. You know, because they didn't really get to do much of that. And I'm sure, like, you get there, you're in the moment, they're experiencing these things, having these raw emotions, you get all sucked into what's going on with all of that, and all of a sudden you're out of time, which is totally fine. But I would like to see them actually do just do them. Just do Project Fear at the Conjuring House someday, please. I would love to see that. Thank you.
I would like to see it, but it's one of those things where I have seen, like, other YouTubers go, and the evidence is just so, like, it's something that's hyped up, and like I said earlier, it's so legendary and iconic, and then you see these people go in there and investigate, and it's like, so where's the activity?
Right.
Like, this is nothing of what I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Like, does that make sense? It has nothing to do with the Project Fear Cruise videos. It has to do with it as a whole.
Well, see, full disclosure is I haven't watched anybody else's videos at the Conjuring House other than the Sam and Colby video that had Cody and Satori in it. Specifically because, was it Dakota that made a tweet that said that their stuff is going to go hand in hand someday?
Yeah.
That was honestly the only reason I watched that one, to be honest with you. So sorry if anybody hears this and gets mad at that. But I haven't watched anybody else's videos at the Conjuring House, so...
Yeah,
that's not entirely true. I think I actually watched Steve and Dylan go to the Conjuring House. I watched like half of that episode. Yeah, so I'll have to finish it.
I think you should watch it.
So yeah, that's kind of, hopefully me and Mads didn't leave you with even more unanswered questions. I don't know if anybody's gonna, hopefully something we said resonated with somebody. And if not, that's okay too. And it's fine. And just wanted to play devil's advocate a little bit, but like we said, I slightly leaning a little bit more no than yes, but I just don't think we can truly say no or yes.
Yeah, I do not think that I am in any sort of position whatsoever to confidently say, yes, it's real, no, it's not, because as I said earlier, I will never give a definite answer for something I don't feel 100%. And so... that's just me.
No, I'm the same way.
And I would say that if I had to be forced to say something like, what is your thoughts and opinions? My answer is similar to Burgy's. I would lean more towards no than yes. But I am intrigued to see what more could come of it, and if they stay true to their word and actually do show the method without shoes and socks on. So
yeah, if that does truly happen, I will be interested in watching that for sure. So let's hope we get to see that in the future.
Yeah.
And anyways, time for our Fear Fam guest. So kick it away, Mads.
As you guys know, we posted our little Fear Fam contest on Monday, and our very first ever guest, Rachel, won again. So hi, Rachel, welcome back.
Who's back? Hi, friends.
Back again. It's Rachel. Yay!
Technically, I mean, I guess we haven't really talked about this, so I guess I'll reveal it here. It was your first and second guests, but I just didn't know yet.
Oh, true. Sorry, it took me. I was like, wait, what? You were?
Well, yeah, I still am now.
But I just felt like it was so long ago, you know?
Right?
So
But yeah, no,
baby
I'm gonna have
Rachel.
her like any time now,
Oh
basically.
my gosh,
That's
so
right.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Me sitting there like it wasn't
Was happening?
computing for a second.
I know, it took me a
Calculating.
second too.
Oh my
Aww.
gosh.
We have Rachel and Rachel's baby as our special guest for the first ever guest, and now they're back.
Right?
Yay.
How fun.
Okay, well, this is super
So
cute. I don't
I
even want to
know.
talk about Project Fear anymore. Let's just talk about you and your baby.
Oh no. It's
No.
not as beautiful as people make it seem.
I've heard. Are you excited though?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, good. Sometimes people are just like mad about it, so I'm like, are we being too much?
Oh
or
no, I
is
am
this good. Are you ready? You're ready? Like everything's all ready to go? The nursery's ready? Everything? Is that too invasive? Do you not
God,
want me
no.
to ask? Oh.
But it's fine. We don't have a name, but like whatever. We'll name her. We'll figure that out. I think we're gonna do the dog trick when we have her, is just like say a couple names that we know and see what she responds to.
I love
love
that.
Yeah.
What if you, like, are you gonna do the thing, like, where when you see her, the name will just come to you?
I'm really, really hoping that happens. Otherwise, I think we get a couple days to figure it out. I don't know. It's my first, so.
That's fair. Can you keep us
That's
posted?
right.
Oh my god, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
I'm gonna make her little tiny Fear Babes merch.
Stop, that's adorable. But like,
Sorry,
don't
Mads.
stop. Like, do that. That's super cool. But
Like, actually do that. Mads, what were you gonna say?
I forgot already.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're just like very excited.
Oh, babies are cute, okay? They look like
They
little
are.
tiny aliens when they're fresh.
Don't say that.
no,
Why?
it's true. They do. They look like little aliens. That's what I've said. And it's true. She does. We still
Why
love
can't
her.
we say that? It's true.
I do love babies though. They're just so precious.
It's just nobody says it. We're just both like, no. Nothing. There's nothing happening here.
It's been a day, you know.
It has.
Like
It's been a week. What you talking about, Phyllis?
yeah, that's true. That's true. How has your week been, Rachel?
No, don't go there.
Next question, please.
Right? No, it's
Pass.
fine. It's just busy with work, trying to get shit like ready for me to leave.
Yeah.
And then my stepdaughter turns out today she has pink eye, so dealing with that.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's long, but you know, it's
Dang it.
great. I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Someone's dream.
Not mine
That's
necessarily, but
also true.
that's
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh. Rach, I forgot how much fun you are. No, I didn't. That's a lie. But glad you're here.
Oh my god, I'm glad to be here.
Rach. Project Fear, Season 3. It is 3, isn't it?
I think so.
Conjuring House. What was your favorite moment from the last 3 videos involving the Conjuring House?
Okay, so my favorite moment is always anytime they show traveling or just their like dumb sides, like with all the love in my heart. The dumber the better. Like I love when they're traveling and being dumb and or what was it? Dakota pulls up in the rental car and he goes, "Get in, losers, we're going ghost hunting." Like even that Mean Girls reference, love it. Perfect.
So funny.
That
And how
is
they
so
couldn't
funny.
stay silent. Love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was great.
It's like, it's me. How relatable.
Poor Chelsea.
Wait, I know. I feel so bad for her sometimes.
All the
Sometimes it's
time.
like,
Like,
Chelsea, why do you
try
keep
again?
going back? Like, why do you keep involving yourself? But also, we need her, so keep doing it, Chelsea. If you ever hear this.
Right? I was
Well-
gonna say she can't back out.
Exactly. She
No,
can't.
if Chelsea walks, I walk. That's how this works.
Exactly. Well, not just that. Okay, so I don't even know if we've ever disclosed, like, anywhere here on the podcast or, like, in general, what the trophies said that we gave the crew in Jersey. Did we
No, I
ever
don't think we-
say it? Well,
Do people know that we gave the crew trophies? Let's be real. I don't even know if we ever actually talked about it.
I don't even think we have. Did you
We
know that,
asked
Rachel?
Connor.
I didn't, and I listened to like all of your episodes, so I
I
don't
think
think
we
so.
asked Connor if he still had it, but I don't know if we left that in or not.
Oh, I don't know.
I think you did.
Well,
We did? Yeah, okay. So we did. So we made them all custom trophies and we brought them to them in New Jersey.
and we like spent a good amount of time trying to figure out like the
What to put
trophies
on
had
them?
to say something funny and fitting and something that we use on the podcast. You know, Dakota said weenie, Tanner said BDT. What did Alex say? Oh, pissing pants.
Pissing pants champ. Yep.
And then Chelsea's was bullshit handler. So when y'all were talking about Chelsea, it just made me think about how she really is a bullshit handler. Like she is the real MVP for that.
Honestly, it's so fitting. Well, it's funny too, Rachel, because when we we handed them over, I was like, "Fear Babes present the Golden Weenie Awards."
Aw, I love that.
So
it was fun. Now you get one. You're gonna get an honorary Fear Babe one.
Yeah. And then we're gonna do a baby trophy for your baby.
Yeah!
I was gonna say, does she get like the newest Fear Babe trophy or some shit?
Oh my gosh, youngest Fear Babe.
Oh, stop! I'm gonna tear up.
It's cute. Me getting on Amazon right now, baby golden trophy.
That'd be so cute.
Oh no way! There's an actual baby shaped one. Sorry, Rach.
Oh
I'm not purchasing it. It's kind of expensive.
Oh, it's okay. Don't feel bad.
It's kind of creepy looking too, actually. If I saw that sitting on a shelf, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Right. Don't want her to have nightmares right off the bat.
Oh, I know. She's just staring at a baby. Golden little baby on the shelf.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying, honestly. Rachel, so the next question that we have is, what was your favorite evidence?
So I feel like we're gonna get into the controversy part, but I did think it was really cool how like the names and stuff came through that even Dakota didn't know about his family with the what did they call it? Not sack method.
Not sack method.
I forgot about that.
The
CAS. Yeah, CAS method.
Yeah. Which I know is a whole thing, and that's a whole discussion.
It's your thoughts about it, though, man. You run with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool that, like, they didn't even know, and they had to, ask their parents and whatever. But also, like, I love that they left in that cute shout out to Polly, because, like, who doesn't love Polly?
Everybody loves Polly. If you don't love Polly, you can't sit with us. I'm just saying right now.
Facts. Polly's the best.
Agreed.
Like, listen, we're pretty friendly people, and we're pretty, like, we're pretty inclusive, but if you don't love Polly, you can't sit with us. It just is the rules. I don't make the rules.
It's true.
Agreed.
It's true. It's very quietly. It's true.
But yeah, well, it doesn't help that this episode's kind of tricky because me and Burgy were kind of talking about the fact that there may not necessarily be a favorite evidence per se because there wasn't really very many. I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't want to say that there wasn't many specifics, but it wasn't like what we usually see from them. So
yeah.
Do you have any honorable mentions at all, Rachel? Like anything you thought was notable that we should talk about?
At least the way it was portrayed, you could really see how getting to talk to their past family members or whoever did have such an emotional impact on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Did you cry? Did you guys cry? I cried.
Ma'am, I'm pregnant. I cry over everything.
Okay, that's fair. Don't cry at the color of the walls. It's okay. You'll feel better tomorrow. Mads, did you cry?
I did not. Like, I'm not a boohoo crier. I tear up kind of crier. So I teared up just a little.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I wasn't sitting there like, oh my god. I just like 2 little tears went down my face, okay? But I still considered that crying.
Shut the fuck up! God. Jesus. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was something about seeing people that you care about, like, a lot. Just seeing them cry the way that they did. Like, especially Tanner. Like, he was, like, boohoo crying. And I totally understand. And, I think it's a natural thing for us to feel bad. I guess is going to be my word for this week.
Brought to you by the phrase.
Literally, I have a new phrase every week that I just say. This week is so But yeah, it's natural to cry when people that you care about are upset. So
yeah.
Now I'm curious what your overall thoughts are on this whole thing, Rachel.
Overall, honestly, I'm glad that they're doing like a haunted house tour this season because I feel like they can get overlooked and there can still be even more like almost sentimental or emotional responses, kind of like what we got, but more specific. I don't know. I'm excited for the haunted house tour, and I think that the Conjuring House is just such an iconic place that they really started out strong. And I'm like, well, now where are you going to go from here? What
Right.
place is just as iconic as this? Where are we going? What's next, boys?
Where are you taking us?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like I'm with them. I'm like, all right,
where are we going?
Nowhere.
No, that's a good thought, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually very intrigued about the other locations that they're going to go to because really, I mean, it's true. The Conjuring House is like one of the most iconic houses. When we talked to Dakota, I think he said something about the Sally House.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Sally House. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that one was pretty crazy. So I'm very, very intrigued about that one.
Yeah, that will be interesting. And I think they went back to axe murder too, didn't they?
Oh, they did. They went back to Feliska. Yeah.
Yeah. Feliska, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's just something so intimate about the houses. Like, I love that. And they never get
That was the word I was looking for. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. There you go.
It's kind of wild because like people like actually like went about their daily lives in these places, not just, I mean, I guess if you're a prisoner at a prison, that's your daily life. But, you go through all the emotions of having a family in this house and then anyways.
Yeah.
No.
I
think,
you know what I'm saying?
The whole point of the haunted house, like the house or the home is supposed to be where you're like most comfortable and safe. And the fact that these people never got to live like that.
True.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. I mean, truly, especially the story with the Perrin family that inspired like the Conjuring movies and stuff. Like, could you imagine just being so excited to start a fresh life? You got a brand new house, well, new to you, and it's your dream house and you're just so excited. And then all of a sudden shit hits the fan with some sort of possession poltergeist type shit. And it's like, are you serious? Really?
Right.
Just trying to raise my family and do cute shit. And all of a sudden this damn bitch is clapping in the dark. Like, no, that's not the kind of clapping we want to see.
What? This damn bitch was clapping in the dark. That's so funny, Matt.
Did you hear what I said afterwards?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to just breeze past it. Like, you did not just say that. That's not the kind of clapping we want to see.
I
didn't know we were filming Fear Babes After Dark. I thought this was just regular Fear Babes.
I'm so sorry.
It's 9 o'clock at night. It is way past my bedtime.
Same. After dark.
Same, yo. Like, dead ass. Like, I saw an opportunity and I had to take it. I apologize.
I'm glad you took it. I was just like, moving along.
Oh, she took it.
Oh shit.
No.
Right. Oh.
Fear Babes After Dark.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, side note. Have you ever seen what is that movie? Wanderlust with Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston?
No, but I need to.
Well, there's this part. Oh my god. There's this part where Paul Rudd, so basically they end up at a nudist colony or whatever, and then like this guy's flirting with Jennifer Aniston, so they're a married couple in the movie. And so Paul Rudd's character gets all jelly, and so they decide they might try an open relationship, and so he's trying to hype himself up in the mirror to talk to this girl, and he's like, you gonna take it? You gonna take this dick? You gonna take that dick. I'm fixing to fuck you. No.
Well,
And
no, but I'm putting it on my list.
that is exactly what that just reminded me of.
Oh
she
my
gonna
God.
take it. You gonna take it? Anyways, side tangent.
That
I will
shit is
find
so
a
funny.
TikTok of it and I will send it to you.
You have to now. You have to. She has to see it.
Okay, I'm going to Twitter. I'm going to Rage. And I'm pasting it. Okay, sent. Okay, please watch.
I got it. Okay, okay.
I got it.
You don't take that. It's like I'm a piece of my dick. Yeah, this is fucking real mark.
The friend walking in right at the end. Hey man, what up?
So funny. So yeah,
Love it.
anyways, back to haunted houses and Project V.
Well, yeah, Project Fear. So
Oh, those guys? Who are they? It's so
don't
funny.
get me started.
Don't get me. You gonna take it? No, Rachel already took it. That's why she's pregnant.
Oh,
That's so funny.
Shoot.
I love that. Anything else you want to talk about, Rachel?
But no, now I know what I'm gonna do after this. Make my husband watch that with me.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that, but you know,
Oh.
that's fine.
Huh?
She's probably like, what did I enter?
No, she's been here before. She knows how this goes.
Oh no. This is standard.
Yeah, see?
It's true. It's true. I mean, you listen to every single episode, so you know.
Yeah, we've gotten a
I know.
little bit more feral as we continue on with this stuff.
As the kids say, yeah, it's intense. But okay, now we don't have to leave this in.
Oh, that's
you don't
fine.
even have to share this. But what are your thoughts about the CAS method?
I don't know because I never heard of it until this episode. I guess I'm not in the like paranormal sphere as much as other people are. I tried to go down the rabbit hole, but then I got overwhelmed, and it just seems like a lot of people hate it, more or less.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, who knows? I started watching the Sam and Colby videos, but then I realized there's like 7 of them, and I got overwhelmed again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like they said in I think the video today, I don't think they take money for it, so it's not like they're trying to do it for that. Like let's say hypothetically it is totally fake, but they are doing all this research to find all the people. Like if it makes the other people feel more connected to their past loved ones, is it the worst thing in the world? Or are there other people with maybe bigger followings that are also faking shit? You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's an excellent point, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I was just curious. Like, I mean, we're going to get into it on our episode or whatever, but I honestly don't even know. Like,
That's pretty much, yeah.
We've been waiting to talk about this for the last 3 weeks because we wanted everything to just come full circle, and it just like we're still confused. So
I'm pretty much at the point where I still like I personally don't feel like I can say one way or another. I just straight up don't know.
yeah,
I don't
Straight
know
up.
how to feel about it, and I'm not for them or against them. I'm just straight neutral on it at this point.
Yeah.
yeah. But I think how people
Yeah.
have been reacting is just absolutely wild and so uncalled for.
Honestly, that's my whole problem with all of it.
I don't know. It makes me sad seeing all the comments and all the YouTube videos where they're making it all about them, and they're like, I'm not watching. I'm so disappointed in you guys. All this stuff. Like, is it that big of a deal, guys?
Well, here's my
Like-
thing.
Maybe it
Life
is,
isn't
but
that
I don't
serious,
think so.
bro. Like,
No, it's
right.
not. I feel like their
Yeah,
intentions were
I
good
totally agree.
from the start. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they went into it thinking, oh, well, you know, I mean, not that I would ever think that Project Fear thinks this way, but like they didn't go into it thinking because of the clout. You know what I mean? Like they were more of like, I think our viewers would enjoy this content. So let's do it. Who wouldn't want to investigate the Conjuring House? I mean, honestly, even if Cody and Satori weren't there, it's such a cool opportunity regardless. So I don't know. I think people need to take a chill pill, but that's just my opinion.
I totally agree.
So
Yeah, and I think, I mean, like I said earlier, my favorite moments are getting to see Project Fear's like kind of more personality inside their lives, that whole stuff. And that's what we fucking got, dude. We got all of them got some sort of personal story at least, or experience with that. And so we got to learn more about them as a crew.
exactly. That's such an excellent point. So like these people, again, like what
Need to
Burgundy
sit
said.
down.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
But yeah, we got passionate there for a second, but it's true though, like all of it. Like I don't regret it. I don't regret saying that. But
all right, well, anything else you want to discuss, Rach, or
I don't think so. Well, okay, so listen, y'all. You're not going to any conventions this year. What the fuck's that about? I know it's about money and like time, all that stuff, but like, come on.
Basically. Okay, so first of all, Mads is coming to Wyoming this year, and so of all the conventions that we know of right now, the only one I would actually consider going to is Pennhurst, and that is way too close to the Wyoming trip for us to make that even a possibility this year. And then for me personally, I have so many other things happening this year. Like I'm out of PTO time already because we have the Wyoming trip, and then I have a friend who's getting married, so then we're going out of town for her bachelorette, and then I'm going to Florida for Thanksgiving. And so yeah, I really just can't afford it.
Year.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what Mads got, but
well, you swap places with me because that was me last year.
Yeah.
So like almost every single weekend last year, it seems like was accounted for with some trip or whatever. So I'm just kind of, wanting to just chill for a little while. I don't know why
you burned out a little bit, Mads.
I'm kind of burnt out because like the cons, there's just so many people there, and it can get overwhelming and exhausting. I don't even know how the crew do it. I have no idea because I don't even meet as many people as they do, and I'm just like, whew, I'm done. Like, I'm tired. So all that being considered, also all the cons that they're doing for the most part are ones we've already done, and I really want to see another place, like a whole new place. So
a whole new world.
Yeah.
I'm sick of New Jersey, bro.
Me too.
That's why, maybe this makes me like a fake Project Fear fan, but I've never been to a con with them. I guess I've never been to a con, period, let alone one that they're at. But I went to their, when they showed Trail to Terror at the Mall of America.
That's right.
Twice. And like, that was like straight up iconic first. But it was so nice because there were, like you said, so many less people. So much, you're just able to talk to them all night. And I fucking did and embarrassed myself because I got a little too drunk, but that's okay. But it was still more like of an intimate setting, and you got to talk and hang out like the whole night. It was great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let me tell you, not going to cons does not make you a fake fan. It actually probably makes you better.
Yeah, because it's like it gets to a point where even we're like, do we look crazy?
Yeah. Would you ever go to a con, Rachel?
I think so. I really considered going to the Michigan one because that was the closest for me. And then I don't know what happened. We decided against it.
No.
But then I saw they had all those issues like traveling there anyways. So it's like, I don't know. With all the people, and they always talk about how they feel bad they don't get to spend as much time with people as they want. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Well, see, the things that we have seen is that, especially at Jersey, they're kind of rushed through. Like, because
Mhm.
their lines are so long, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. But they're not really given a choice to some extent.
Oh my God. Yeah. And like, again, is it really worth it to wait in line for hours just to say,
No.
hey, love you guys? Or can I just DM them in the Fear Club?
They pay enough attention to all their fans. Like you could walk up to them, Rachel, and they'd be like, "Hey, Rachel, what's up?" And you're like, "Oh my God,
Oh,
cool,
bro, okay. Hold the phone. That is literally what happened when I
Yeah.
met them. So
yeah."
stay tuned. I'm telling the story because I love this story. It's my favorite one. So,
Perfect.
first Trail to Terror, I go, and it's at the Mall of America. And long story short, these people are such kind, genuine people that they're like, how old was Dakota then? I think he was 20, maybe, about. And they're going down the line saying hello to every single person in line that bought tickets for their movie. Fantastic people. And I had been a fan of them at that point for like 5-ish years and like obsessed. Same now, but you know what I mean. And they're talking to the person next to me, blah blah blah. And Dakota comes and walks over by us, me and my dad. Yes, I brought my dad, but it's fine. And he goes, "Hey, oh, you know you. It's Rachel, right?" I like shit myself. I was like, "This man knows me." And that was what, 2016? Nuts.
That's
That's
wild.
so cool, though.
But that's
See,
how
that's
attentive they are. Like, they
Yeah.
they pay attention.
Like they
They
actually
care.
genuinely care. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Did you meet Polly? Was Polly there?
she was. I don't
Oh,
think I
she
met
was.
her the first time. I think I met her the second time because she was doing
Okay.
like the ticket, not tickets, maybe the tickets. I don't know. I remember her sitting at a table.
She
With Rob.
is. Oh, that makes me just like After I met Polly, I was like, the Ladens, Chelsea, and Dakota. They make so much sense now. Like,
Yeah.
who they are just as people just makes so much sense. Like,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed talking to Polly so much. She was wonderful, and I wish we had more time when we did meet her. But yeah, she was great.
Polly
Yeah.
is one of my favorite humans on this whole planet.
Literally.
Like an actual icon. We
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so special. She truly is.
I was dead certain that night I went to Trail Terror that I had completely scared off Alex, like scared the fuck out of him. And I don't think I did because I heard from others I didn't, but I was like, no, I'm dead serious that I scared him off because I got very drunk and then yelled at him about how Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota. So yeah, that was fun. That was
Oh
a good
no.
time.
No,
I
could-
guarantee Al probably will never forget you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad you are our first Fear Fam guest of season 3 because you were our first Fear Fam guest ever. So this was
Hell
super
yeah.
special. And we love you.
Yeah, we do.
Oh
We
my
love you.
God. I
We
love
love
you guys
Rach.
too. Now I have to deal with this fucking antivirus protection that popped up in the middle of my thing and scared me. Thought it was going to shut off the recording.
Full disclosure,
don't
you
wanna.
signed an agreement that if your computer gets a virus, it wasn't us. Okay, click bye.
Fair.
Awkward.
Berg, what
Nicole
did you
just
send
knows.
her?
Just your nudes, it's fine.
Oh fuck.
He gonna take that dick.
Thanks for sharing. I have notes.
Perfect.
Okay, sweet. Well, I can't wait to see Baby Rage.
Me
She's
too.
probably
I am-
so cute.
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped for you.
Oh yeah, and she's been like kicking this whole time. That's one of her favorite
Oh.
things is talking shit with other girls. It makes me so happy.
I love that so much. Oh
I
my
can't wait till she starts talking so we can talk shit with her. But it'll be like baby
Same.
talk. She'll be like, gap,
Right?
gap, goop, goop.
And then we'll be like, hell yeah, that's fucking true.
Fucking facts,
Right.
little homie.
Spitting facts. Oh god.
Yeah, I'll have to come back on then when she starts talking.
Yeah,
have
you
to.
do.
Absolutely.
You have to. It's set in stone now. If this doesn't happen, I will
Absolutely.
actually
Oh, yeah.
cry. I will boo-hoo cry, as Matt says. Bye,
Awesome.
Rach.
Thanks for having me, friends. Have a good
Of
night.
course.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
So next week we're going to have a special returning guest. Wink, wink. Anyway, so I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. I did not. Just kidding.
Oh,
I
fuck.
did.
I forgot about that too. That happened this week, huh?
My best friend, Sierra, she surprised me at work with a dozen roses, and it was completely unexpected. And I just want to say I love you, bitch, and I love you forever. And, yeah, thanks. Bye.
That's so cute. We love Cece.
Sierra pops up every now and then. My mom, I think, got me flowers last year, but Sierra, she takes pity on me, her poor single friend. And she's always like, I'm going to buy you some roses. And she does it like almost every year. So
That's so cute.
And I just did not think about it. So anyway.
See, a couple of months ago, my coworker Sabrina and I, we made this pact. I don't even remember how we got on the topic, but we're like strong, beautiful, independent women who don't need no man.
We are.
But we also deserve flowers on Valentine's Day. So we made a
yeah.
pact to buy each other flowers. So that's what we did.
I think that that's really cute.
And
honestly, shout out to the best friends who always show up for each other. You the best. I love you, bitch.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you,
bitch. So anyway,
yes. Time to go to bed.
So this is the episode.
Honestly, I'm glad it's over. What?
Me too. I'm glad it's over. Hell yeah!
Can you imagine that if we feel this way about it? Could you imagine how Project Fear feels about it?
I can't even imagine. Honestly, I have no thoughts. There's nothing.
I mean, honestly,
conjuring. There's nothing conjuring in my brain right now.
I see what you did. I see what you did there. Honestly, I feel like they're probably smart enough to not even pay attention. To be honest, so good for them. Me and Mads did it for you. You're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. I'm drained. Fucking bye, babes.
Bye, babes.
Goodbye, babes. We did this
I heard
wrong.
clapping in the dark, but that's not the kind of clapping I want to hear in the dark, bitch.
Oh, God.